G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Let's talk the draft. However, not the 2023 draft. I'm talking about the 2022 Steelers draft. I want to look back at these players and what they mean for the team. And I want you guys to play along too, right? We're going to grade these guys from A to F. Each player. Now, you can't really grade the last guy. That's Chris Oladuke, and you can't grade him. But we're going to grade these players and then grade the draft overall, what we saw in 2022. Okay? We're going to go from Kenny Pickett, George, Leal, Austin. Of course, he didn't play. Connor Heyward, Mark Robinson, and Chris Oladuke. Right. So you guys ready? You got your pens ready, your pen and paper. You ready to write in the comments? You can already maybe grade them already if you want to. You can do them individually. Kenny A, stuff like that, whatever you want to do, or you can grade the whole draft incomplete. But let's go through this season in 2022, and we're going to start with round 1, pick 20, Kenny Pickett. At the time, I put my hand up. I'll say it, right? Look, a lot of things I do on the internet, they're forever in record and stay there, right? Whatever I say stays on YouTube until I delete it. Now, I have a video going back while watching the draft. I thought that they were going to announce, or Franco Harris was going to announce Malik Willis. I thought it was going to happen. It didn't happen. So they announced Kenny Pickett, and I tell you what, I'm super happy. If I'm going to grade Kenny Pickett's year this year, 9 interceptions, 8 TDs, a few running ones, over 2,000 yards. 7 and 6 record. I think he has as a rookie, which is not too bad. Not too bad at all. If I'm going to grade Kenny Pickett, and I'm going to give him a good grade, but something he can still improve on in 2023 because he is a rookie, right? There were a few mistakes. The interception to Frymouth, the one to the end zone, could have won the game versus the Dolphins. DJ was back there. He threw the ball right to the Dolphin. If I'm going to grade him, I'm going to give him a B+. A B+, because I think he played much better in the second half, a lot better. But every single week he got better and better and better. So let me know, guys, in comments below, what would you give Kenny? I'm going to go with a B+. Next, round 2, pick 52, George Pickens. This is the guy that I don't watch the draft. I don't watch college football. I don't. I wait until the guys wear the black and gold, and then I start to analyze and cheer him on for that. When I saw George Pickens' highlights last year, I was like, man, this guy's physical. But then I saw the other stuff too. I saw the bit of the ego, the drama, how he's getting into fights, how he's knocking, people's water bottles out of their hand. And I was like, oh, this guy going to do that on the field? Now, to a certain degree, he did that. He did get one penalty and fined for jumping late on tackle after onside kick, which he shouldn't have done that. It's a bonehead move. And also, I've seen in some circumstances, I've seen him walk over plays when I think he could get fined in the future. Now, I hope he keeps that in check. However, he's a guy on your team that you want. He's physical, and he can pretty much catch everything. I'm actually going to give this pick, George Pickens, Pickett to Pickens, Pickens, right? I'm going to give him a B. And the reason why I give him a B is because I guess the further we go down the list, maybe you have more expectations or higher grade for the guys like Kenny. But George played so well this year. So well. Now, he got a few TDs. I think he got about 4 or 5 TDs, over 800 yards. Really good rookie year. But the Matt Canada system didn't go to him straight away. They didn't always pass the football to him, and he still had a lot of stats. Let me know in the comments below, what would you give him there? I'm going to give him a B. Next, DeMarvin Leal. DeMarvin Leal is another guy that from the start of the season, you saw him play on the defensive line with Cameron Heyward and Ogunjobi next to him and stuff like that. You saw him up there, and then you saw a few times he put his hand up and got pass deflection. You're like, oh, man, this guy's good. You saw him get in the backfield like, oh, look out. And then he got injured. He was injured for a few weeks, and he was out for a period of time. And then he came back into the end of the season, the last few weeks, and started playing really well. He started like stuff in the run. And I'm going to give this one, and let me know in the comments below too, guys. DeMarvin Leal, I'm going to give a nice C+. I think he's good enough in the future that the Steelers can work him in there, work him in the rotation, or even become a starter. So that was round 3, pick 84. DeMarvin Leal, put his hand up. He was getting to the backfield. He was getting stuff yards. He was stuffing the runner. I thought he played pretty good this year. So far, this draft looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Now, Calvin Austin. He's one that you can't grade. You cannot grade. You can only grade the potential. So we're going to leave that. You guys can grade him if you want to. We're going to leave that. I don't know what you can do. I'm just excited to see CA3 next year in this offense with Kenny Pickett getting better every week, and also George Pickens too. Those two together, I feel like he's a speedster. He can open up the whole offense. So we can't really grade him, but next year's going to be insane. That was round 4, pick 138. Round 6, pick 208. This one might be one of my favorites. Dead set. How far we got this guy and what he means to the team, I think, and how he plays so physical. Connor Heyward is a superstar in the making. Connor Heyward, round 6, pick 208, joins his brother Cam the team, and you're thinking, oh man, that's a Steeler pick. Right then and there, that is a Pittsburgh Steeler pick. Now, early in the season, they didn't use him too much. We saw him a little bit play tight end. We saw him play, special teams, getting involved in some tackles. But there were some times where that end around to finish the game was fantastic, right? That catch versus the Atlanta game, Kenny Pickett found him over the middle for a TD, right? And the other, I think it was the recent game versus the Browns. The pass over the middle was awesome too, right? I am blanking a little bit. I think he scored 2 or 3 TDs. So Connor Heyward in this offense, I want to see what he can do next year. But I'm actually going to give him a B as well, right? And where he sits on that draft board there, or round 6, you're thinking, probably a C or maybe a C+. No, I'm going to give this guy a B. I think he has the physical attributes and the Steeler mentality, a bit like Jaylen Warren, and we'll get to him at the very end, right? A bit like Jaylen Warren, where he's so physical and he feels like a Pittsburgh Steeler. He's tough, he's gritty, he wants to tackle people, he wants to hit people hard. He's ready to play football time and time again. Now, another guy that's ready to play football is round 7, pick 225, Mark Robinson. Now, this guy didn't really get any chance to play until the last 3 or 4 games. And we kind of saw his splash against the Ravens game and the Raiders game too. They benched Devin Bush. Terrell Austin came out and said, you know what? Devin Bush wasn't part of that scheme. We went more with Spillane and Mark Robinson to use their physicality and stuff the run. That's what they went. That's what I saw. Now, this guy, the whole year, I think every single Steeler fan was like, can we please play Mark Robinson? Please get him out there. In the short time that I saw him play, and I'm going to give him a lower grade. I'm going to give him a C. But there is so much potential towards Mark Robinson. He looks like a fiery guy, and he reminds me of like a Vince Williams player that is just like, okay, there's my lane, there's my running back, and also he played running back. There's my running back. I know my assignment. I understand I got to get to that guy right then and there. And if I can't get to that guy, I'm going to blow up the block in front of me. There was a play this year. I can't remember who they versed, but there was a play this year that he ran into the backfield, took away the blocker, and then the pursuit behind the defense came and finished tackle. So this guy wants to play physical football. Can you see a theme here? Can you see a theme? George Pickens, physical. Connor Heyward, physical. Mark Robinson, physical. DeMarvin Leal, also physical. And to a certain degree, Kenny Pickett, he doesn't muck around either with his 3 TDs. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think. I think this draft is fantastic. Looking back at it, like, we have superstars in the making. We don't even know what Calvin Austin's going to be like next year. Chris Oladukin, he's gone. Nothing happened with him. That's fine. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players at key places. Kenny Pickett is also our future, our franchise. George Pickens is evolving into number 1. DeMarvin Leal can help out that defensive line get better every day. Calvin Austin could come in there and prove to be a menace as a slot and a third or second receiver. Connor Heyward is playing some valuable reps on special teams and tight end. We don't know if they're going to keep Gentry. It could be Muth and Heyward playing 1 and 2. I hope they keep Gentry because I like him as a blocker. And Mark Robinson could be the next guy at middle linebacker behind Spillane and Miles Jack. I believe they're going to go with Spillane and Miles Jack and then rotate in Mark Robinson, and he'll be playing more teams. Let me know, guys, in the comments below what's going on. I'm super pumped. If you can't tell by this, we had 9-8 season. Yeah, we lose. But this season feels so much different with the possibilities of next season in 2023 with Kenny Pickett. You go and have a good draft in 2023. You get some free agents in there. You see what happens, and you build around this because you got some Pittsburgh Steelers that could possibly be playing for a very long time in Heyward, in Mark Robinson. All these dudes, all those guys I named could be Steelers for a very long time. Alrighty, guys. As always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Steelers! Here we go! Coach Stumlin, let's go for the win, man.